In this video, I will talk about my interview experience with TCS Research Innovation Lab. So let's get started. Before going to the interview experience, let me just talk about the test pattern of the TCS Research and Innovation Lab. So test has basically three sections: the aptitude, the English and the coding round. Aptitude is very basic, but if you want to practice aptitude, you can go to any basic book or any aptitude book. So I practice my aptitude for RS Agrawal. English is very basic, you don't require any book to practice English, just you can do by your basic intuition. And for the coding round, there are actually two questions in the coding round. The first one is actually very easy and the second will be just slightly harder than the first one. When you are writing any code in the coding console, just don't try to copy it, because when we will select the code and put Control C, then just whole code will be erasing and you just won't be able to get that code back. So just don't try to press any button after selecting the code, your code will be lost. After the test, you will be selected for the interview round, and let me talk about the interview very briefly. So in the interview round, there were two highly experienced individuals, and apart from them, there was one HR. So when my interview was going on, the interviewer told that he was actually having 17 years of experience at TCS. Mostly your interview will be based on your resume, because you know the whatever projects and internship you have done and you have written your resume, that will be the mostly asked in the interview round. Actually, you can expect coding and SQL always in the interview round, because you know in the every technical thing, actually coding is very basic thing and coding is always asked. So coding and SQL, or slightly I should say that the DBMS concept will be also asked. My resume has projects and internship in the field of data science and machine learning. So I was asked questions based on these projects and the tools that I used. Mainly they were interested in the technical things like what are the algorithms that I used, how did I handle bugs in the project, how did I which programming language did I use, which framework in the Python did I use. So they were mainly interested in that thing. Also asked the overview of the project, like what was the project all about, what was I trying to get from that project, and everything about this. Apart from that, my background was also from the computer science, because I had my BSc from the Banaras University in the computer science. So just they also started asking the questions about the coding things, and after the coding thing, just try to touch some software development areas and just try to touch some DBMS concept. And then also they ask questions based on the machine learning algorithms, like what is the decision tree, what is bagging boosting, some concepts related to the time series thing, because I had a time series project too. Overall, I should say that my interview was basically centered around my resume and the coding thing, and other than this thing, there were some slightly general questions like DBMS thing, and some like what was the some questions related to the C and C++. These are all the things that were I was asked for. After the technical round, you'll be also asked some HR questions in the same round, because you know I didn't had some different round for technical thing and HR thing. The whole interview was of around 1.5 hours, and that part only consisted of the technical and HR. So after the technical round was over, I was asked some HR questions like why do I want to join the TCS, what was my long-term plans. Actually, I was from the applied statistics background, so they asked questions that you are from the applied statistics background, then why are you just trying to shift in the IT industry. So these type of things, these type of questions you can actually expect based on your profile and based on your resume. Here are some basic tips that you can use to prepare for your interview round. First of all, just focus on your resume. Prepare according to resume the things that in your resume, the projects and the internship is actually very good thing to prepare for, because you know if you have some good projects and internship, they will just keep asking questions based on that. So just don't think that they will ask questions from some other things and some other domain. Just focus on your resume, just study those internship projects, the concept that you have used in the internship project, just study those things in very much detail. The next tip is that just try to focus on some basic concepts, like in coding section you will be asked some basic concept like the garbage collection, or maybe some DBMS concept, or maybe some concept related to the for loop and while loop. So they can just ask you some basic programming concepts to so just try to focus on them. The bit I want to give you, just try to communicate with the interviewer. So whenever you are not knowing the answer of any questions, or if you have any problem in the answer questions, just try to communicate to the interviewers, try to ask some questions like yes sir, I'm not able to get the question, or maybe I'm not understanding the questions, or if you don't know answer to any questions, just say that yes, I have not come across these questions in my interview or in my academics earlier. Just don't say interview earlier. And there is also thing that if you don't know answer to any questions, just say that you don't know answer to these questions. And if most of the time when I was asked some questions that I didn't know, so this told that actually you should try, like whatever you are thinking, whatever you think the answer should be, you should try. And I was trying that answer from based on my intuition and thing, and then the answer was actually correct. So basically I talk to them like, yes, I'm not able to don't know the answer, so can I just try something on my behalf, and they will just give you a chance to try out. Okay, next thing is just prepare some HR questions very well, because just can't ignore HR questions that is asked in the interview. So basically the HR questions will mainly consist of the general HR questions that are actually asked, like the long-term plans, the weakness and the strength, the why do you want to join this company. So basically focus on this type of questions to prepare these questions in advance, so that at that time when you are asked the questions, just don't try to think and just go blank. So just answer these questions very well and go after preparing with these questions very well. So if you want to conclude the overall hiring process for TCS, I should say that after the test you will be mainly asked questions based on resume and your skills that you have used for your projects and internship. If you want the interview questions that I was asked from the TCS Research Innovation Lab interview, you can just check the description box of this video, and I've listed out all the questions on my blog, and I've given the link in the description box. So just don't forget to check out that too. That's the key to the success to this interview. Just focus on your resume very well. And that's all for this video. And in the next video, I'll talk about something related to how you can get some specific profile in the TCS if you want to get in. So that's all for this video. Thanks for watching, and just don't forget to subscribe to my channel.